My husband at the time was a fly-in, fly-out worker, so I spent quite a lot of time by myself. Throughout the entire marriage, I think we probably spent about 3 months of the year together. I thought I was happy, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a particularly happy marriage. We fought a lot, so our kids grew up kind of thinking that marriage was all about fighting. I have three children, so I've got 2 sons and a daughter. They're all adults now, so my oldest is 28, my daughter is 25, and my son is 23.
So you're in what lots would deem, the perfect relationship, 3 kids, a happy marriage maybe from the external.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Tell me about this person that intervened in your life.
She was a personal training client, which sort of broke all of my own rules that I had around that. But a really nice friendship started to form between us. We, over probably about a 6-month period, we were completely just as friends, and went to a concert one evening, and I don't know what happened. I guess, after a few drinks, we realised that there was probably a little bit more than a friendship happening.
So you were still married at this time, but had you identified? I mean, had you come out? Were you openly gay? Did you know?
At that particular time, no. The next morning, I was confused. And kind of thought, oh my gosh, what have I done? What's happened? But no, I had no idea whatsoever. We had a conversation that we weren't going to see each other anymore, but that didn't happen. So within 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, we both left our respective partners. So she was in a same-sex relationship, but I wasn't, obviously.
Tell me about the kids at this stage. I mean, we're talking 10, 14, they're teenagers at this stage?
Yeah. So they're ranging from 10 to 14.
And how do you, I guess, have that conversation with your kids about what's happening?
Yeah, that's a tough one. And that was really hard. That was extremely hard. At first, my eldest son particularly was extremely supportive, and then I think, like anything, your initial reaction is support. Then it's like, oh my gosh, what's the bigger picture here? My daughter was completely off it at the time, and my youngest son, he kind of cruised through. He was okay all the way through, really. But there was a lot of challenges. There was an awful lot of challenges. At first, obviously my husband was devastated. Then he got quite angry. And then he got bitter, and then he left the country for good. So he's never really returned back to Australia, that's probably had a bigger toll on our family than the same-sex relationship, really.
You're very open about this story. Why is it important for you to be transparent in this? And have you always been like that?
I am an open person, yes, but I believe that by being open and transparent, people start to get a better understanding for things. I don't see it as anything to be shameful for, and I think that the more people can be open and understanding about it, then obviously all the stigma and all the things that go with it, they start to disappear.
And what about the kids now? I mean, they're young adults now. How do they feel about do you talk to them about reflecting back on what's happened the last 13 years? Yeah,
I do. And our daughter expresses herself extremely well. So I'd put a little post on Facebook the other day about marriage equality, and she was like, "Oh, is that all coming up again?" Because she's overseas at the moment, and within minutes she'd put posts on Facebook about how happy she is with the relationship that she sees her parents in, and from a younger person's perspective, she started to get links and those sorts of things to show what they needed to do to be able to vote. So she sort of immediately started to spread it throughout her network. The boys are great. They absolutely adore my partner Sonny. So the youngest son, he expressed his biggest concern was probably having a stepfather that he didn't like, or that he didn't respect, and in his own words said that Sonny took all of that away because she came in with compassion and kindness and took all of his concerns away. Our eldest son, he just adores Sonny as well. He doesn't say as much, but his actions show that.
And in the early days, you actually did have, I think you've called it a commitment ceremony.
Uh-huh.
Do you think of yourself as married?
Yes, I do in every sense. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so we and our whole family came to the commitment ceremony, my grandparents included, which was, I think, for them was quite a bold move because nobody in our family had that we'd never experienced anything like that before. They in the commitment ceremony they have to legally say that it's not a legal marriage.
So they actually say that statement.
They do.
And
yeah.
how do they say that? Just like that?
I'd have to take myself right back because she sort of the celebrant dropped her voice at the time to go through. It's a legal statement that they have to say to basically say that it's not a legally binding wedding or marriage.
Is that right? And it has to be said.
It does. Yep.
So what are the legalities around your relationship now since that commitment ceremony?
Yep. We fall under de facto law. I changed my name by deed poll, so I took my partner's surname. So I guess for me to, under normal marriage law, if anything was to happen to us, I've got the right to go back to my maiden name, whereas because I've changed it legally, I'm not able to do that. But on any other sense, we've just fallen under de facto law.
Is there some insecurity about that?
Not really, no. We made sure that we had our wills all in place at a very early stage so that it was very clear what our intentions were, and recently updated all of those. So I guess in that respect, we've made sure that we are legally covered as best as we can. We've always had joint accounts.
Well, those against same-sex marriage might say, well, there you go. I mean, why is that not enough? You've had a commitment ceremony. There's some legalities around your relationship. It's acknowledged in some way in a de facto sense.
Yep.
Why is that not enough?
To be really honest, for me right now, I'm okay with it. When the bill finally gets passed that same-sex marriage is legal, I don't know whether we would get married again. But I feel for other people, really, I have acceptance. I have full acceptance and support of all of my family and my children. And to me, that's all that matters. But there's other people out there that don't have that. And I think that it's about having a choice. If you choose to have something or you choose to want to be with somebody, you should be able to have the right to be able to marry that person if that's what you want to do.
Do you think the federal government's policy of a plebiscite, a postal plebiscite, if the High Court challenge doesn't intervene, do you think that's the right way to go?
No.
Why?
I don't believe that they're doing it in a fair way. I see that I personally feel that the laws are discriminatory, and I feel that doing it by a postal plebiscite is really just another act of being discriminatory. It's not open to everybody. That they don't do it for other issues. So why are they bringing this in? For me personally, I see that it highlights discrimination.